Have you ever noticed the same challenges appearing time and time again? And maybe it's in your relationships or your finances or your career or your health. You might even be asking yourself, why is this happening to me? And you may even wonder if there's something wrong with you. But what if those challenges are actually clues? Clues to what your soul is trying to learn. Hello, I'm Linda Dolan. I'm an author and an Akashic Record practitioner, and today I'd like to share an Akashic Record case study that totally changed the way one woman viewed her life. And I'm hoping that it will help you see your life in a slightly different way too. I really enjoyed my session with Beth. She told me that she was pretty depressed because she continually chose men who walked all over her. She just believed she had really bad judgment, and deep down, she thought that there was something seriously wrong with her. But the Akashic Records gave her a different perspective. Her problem wasn't actually that she chose the wrong men, because from an Akashic Record perspective, all of those choices gave her soul an opportunity to do something different. The keepers of the records really celebrated her because she had spent many, many lifetimes developing a practice of compassion and generosity, and she truly was a lovely, loving, caring soul. But in this lifetime, her soul wanted to develop qualities that she hadn't yet really explored. They were things like setting healthy boundaries and honoring herself with the same love and compassion that she gave everyone else. Suddenly, she saw those relationships in a brand new light and knew they weren't proof that there was something wrong with her. They were just opportunities for her soul to grow. It was a big aha moment for her. She could stop blaming herself and criticizing herself and being so hard on herself and start to align with her soul's desire to create balance in her life. That realization brought relief and hope that she could live her life in a different way. She began by making small changes, which is always the very best way to start. And instead of automatically putting everyone else's needs ahead of her own, she consciously made choices now whether to say yes or no to what people were asking of her. It was a game changer because little by little, life got easier and she showed up in a much different way in her relationships. That wasn't because her challenges had disappeared, because they hadn't. People were still wanting to take advantage of her. But because she responded in a new way. You see, the challenge itself is not the lesson. Who you become because of those challenges is. Every soul's curriculum is different. But most of them are born out of our soul's desire to create better balance by developing new qualities and skills. I want to give you just a couple more examples from people I know. A man I worked with jumped ship every single time life got tough. This affected his career. He had many, many, many jobs. It affected his relationships because he was constantly beginning and ending them. And it even showed up in where he lived. He lived in many different places. His soul wanted him to develop and master persistence, the ability to stick with things even when life got difficult. As he practiced that, he found something that he had never before experienced: stability. And today, he would tell you that's what he is the most proud of. A very powerful woman that I worked with started her own company at age 22. She was someone that put it all into her work. She worked 80-hour work weeks and had no balance in her life. But her soul was longing for something different, for some relief, for balance, that it wanted her to have rest, relaxation. And the number one thing her soul wanted her to experience was play. Isn't that the best thing? Those qualities were not anything that she valued for herself and really for anyone else. So it was difficult for her. I asked her to practice one thing, just one little itty bitty baby thing, just choose something to give herself away from work that was restorative. And it took her about a month to actually do it because she didn't really want to, because it was uncomfortable. It would be as uncomfortable as you or I working 80 hours a week without any breaks. I have a dear friend who is a brilliant energy healer. She spent many lifetimes perfecting these techniques and giving them freely to anyone and everyone. So in this lifetime, her soul wanted something different. It wanted to know, what's it like to receive equally? That might sound easy, but she has really struggled with that. Because for her, receiving just feels awkward, but more importantly, it feels wrong because she's never ever done it. She didn't really want to do it either. I just want to mention that because even when your soul becomes aware of your learning themes, your human self could feel tremendous resistance to doing that. And that honestly is okay. Your soul is not asking you to change overnight because souls often explore these learning themes over multiple lifetimes. So there's no rush to complete them. It doesn't have to be on your to-do list. There's no grades. You're not competing with anyone. You're just learning. Now, let's go back to you. Can you guess what your soul is longing to experience? Is there an area in your life that needs balance? Whether that's a relationship, career, finances, or perhaps a health condition. And have you ever wondered why you keep struggling with this? From the perspective of the Akashic Records, our souls are not broken. They never have been, and they are built for growth. Whenever we do something that we've not done before, it is going to feel awkward, uncomfortable, challenging, vulnerable, and sometimes just downright hard. It's why Earth is sometimes called the Mount Everest of soul learning. It's because it was developed and created to be the perfect learning ground for us. Every time we struggle, life is offering us a new opportunity. We can choose to respond with greater awareness, greater balance, and really with more love for ourselves. The next time you catch yourself asking, why is this happening again? Or why is this happening to me? Try to take a pause. And then ask yourself a better question. What is my opportunity here to do something different? It shifts us from being powerless to being curious. And curiosity is very often the doorway to wisdom. Understanding your learning themes is never about blaming or shame. These challenges you're facing are not about failure. They're simply invitations, opportunities to become more balanced, more loving, and more fully the person you are meant to be. Just try to remember, you are here to experience life, to learn, to grow, and most importantly, to love yourself and others. May you give yourself permission to do all that. And may you know you are never alone on this journey. And may you actually feel the love from above. Thank you for spending this time with me.